Let's take a look at the last exercise. Alright, fans, back at Hytale once more, and in this video we're talking about the last exercise, or the last two exercises over here, this time without a solution. And the idea here is that both of those are complicated enough that any solution, I mean, it would just sort of divert so quickly because on just how you would design it. Now, if you really want a solution for this, I might be considering doing a live sort of coding on one or both of those in a Modding Monday. That's a thought that I have. So if you do want to see that ever, then feel free to leave a comment down below. Regardless, so what do we have here? First of all, the final resource miner. My suggestion here is to restart from scratch and think about the resource miner that we've had before with all of the lessons that we've previously had, and then consider adding a couple of things, like, for example, events, right? Think about how to add them. That could add dynamic behavior later, right? We've seen this previously in a certain pattern over here, design pattern. Then maybe you could think about making a system where adding a block is simple. So think about also how you design the entire game where you can simply add another block to it. And it just doesn't require you to, for example, manually adjust numbers, right? So maybe there's a list somewhere and you have to all of a sudden adjust it. Oh, I've added another block, so I have to add the, a 6 over here because, now we got 6 blocks instead of 5. That should not be the case. It should be very simple to add a new block. Then maybe you can think about adding a tool tier system. So basically that where tools have certain tiers and certain blocks then simply require a different tier to be properly mined. Here you can also think of maybe giving the player a choice of 3 blocks or multiple blocks instead of just one of them. And finally, just play around with it and experiment a little bit. This is, at the end of the day, just a little bit for fun, so nothing too crazy. Then we get exercise 5B over here, which is an RPG game. This is just once again, an idea. You can do either of them. You can do neither of them. You can do whatever you want, basically, in terms of with all of the lessons that we've learned so far. So here I want you to create a very basic text-based RPG. So let's say the player has a choice between an archer, a mage, and a warrior. Then you can consider how these statistics might be different and how to create them depending on the class. Maybe think about something like the builder pattern, which could be very useful in this case. Because, for example, what would the mage have that both the archer and the warrior wouldn't have? Yeah, just think about that. Then have at least 5 different enemies to fight. This can be in whatever way you want. They can have different stats, they can have different attack patterns, whatever there might be. Let your imagination run wild, and also think how you would implement these enemies, right? Would it make sense to have some sort of interface, an abstract method? Would you use inheritance? All sorts of these ideas could work. Then the fighting here could simply be round-based, let's say, right? So basically, you choose an action to take, and then the enemy chooses an action to take. For this, you might want to think about sort of a state machine. What does that mean? Well, let's say you have a game manager, and the game manager knows, okay, we're now in sort of exploration mode, and now we are in fighting mode. So you know what to do over here while the game is progressing. Finally, you can also think about making a very simple inventory system. Once again, this is all still in the console. So yes, sometimes in the console and outputting stuff is a little weird, a little whack, but just think about all of the stuff you could feasibly do over here, and then maybe once again, just experiment a little bit, have some fun with this. This is just a cool sort of small thing. In terms of time estimate, just take as much time as you want and implement those things. I can tell you, highly recommend it. Going forward, we have at least 3 more videos over here where I'm going to talk about a few sort of coding tips and some interesting things to also consider when you're programming. But that's gonna be it for this video right here. Generally, try those exercises if you want to really, learn something, try something out. And once again, never be afraid of an error and just be open to experimentation when it comes to code. You always have Control-Z. You usually, have a way to go back. So there you go. That's gonna be it for this video right here. Hope to see you in the next one. So, yeah.